For the past couple of months, I've been designing and printing my own electric guitar. I learned quite a lot throughout the entire thing, and I have a collection of videos I took throughout the process and I thought I'd show you. And without further delay, let's get into it. I started by reverse engineering this kit I bought off from the internet. I think it was a Stu Mac kit. And I bought this caliper from Harbor Freight, and it is amazing that you can get a repeatable digital caliper for $20 that actually works, though it doesn't feel very good. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Mastercam. I use it for work, so I know how to use it pretty well. However, I kind of hate it and want it to explode. Anyway, I modeled this in multiple parts that should be able to be printed on a Prusa Mark III. The hardest part was getting the core to be printable on the Mark III because it needs to be in one solid piece for stiffness. I'm not sure how well it will actually help in the grand scheme of things, but I added two holes that run along the center of the core that you hammer two steel rods in for even more added stiffness. It doesn't look like it will, but the core barely fits on the build plate. This is a Prusa Mark III, so use that as a guide. I don't know if it will fit on any others. Because there's a lot of stress being put on the core, you're going to want to print it out of something stiff. There's a lot of materials you could use for this, but for ease of printability and stiffness, I chose PLA. Well, I chose carbon fiber PLA because it should be just as easy to print provided you have a hardened steel nozzle. I wouldn't try doing this with a normal nozzle that comes with a printer. I think you're looking for something with a high bending modulus. I'm not quite sure what that really means, but according to the documentation, this carbon fiber PLA has slightly more than normal PLA, and more number means more better. You may notice this doesn't quite look like the core I showed earlier, and that's because this is the first iteration of the core, which didn't work very well, and I'll get into that later. Actually, I lied, we'll get into it now. There wasn't nearly enough room to wire any of the components in, and the main pocket wasn't nearly deep enough for the three-way toggle switch to fit, so it bulged and nothing fit. It did, work, but it looked ugly, and I don't even want to see this on my screen anymore. I just redo the whole thing. Not much changed from revision 2 to revision 1 when we're talking about the bits that aren't the core. The core was the thing that changed the most. And you can see that there's quite a bit more space in there to wire, and it still was a pain. I was a little annoyed with this part because the AMG pickups I had didn't come with a bracket like the other ones I got. I don't know why, but I was able to 3D print some, and it looks way better than the other ones, to be honest. And let's test the pickups. Let's see if it works. And it doesn't work. And of course it doesn't work because I never put the battery in. And honestly, that's the best case scenario because after doing this, it did work. And this made me so mad that I think I'm gonna need a cat break. And assembling the neck fit pretty good. Everything about this is fine. If anyone's interested, I put the neck finish guide in the description for you to look at. It's me from the far future. I was having trouble setting up the guitar, and I figured out that I needed to put a shim under the neck. And you can see here, there's a shim, and it seemed to work pretty good, so I will include this. For strings, I chose some Ernie Ball regular slinkies. I think they're 10s. I chose lighter strings because I didn't want to risk too much force on the neck, though I have a feeling it could take more. And I think I'm done. I had quite the time doing the setup. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I think I did a pretty good job, and at least to me, it plays pretty well. But what does it sound like? You know, I kind of forgot I can't play the guitar. Let's get someone that can play way better than me.